A good day to Dr. Kwa and my fellow friends. We are from Tutorial 1, Group 5. We'll be presenting the case study Flying the Competitive Skies. My group members consist of Catherine, me, Hanis Nabila, Nabiha Zulaika, Tan Yen Ping, and also Nur Hanisa. Our content for this presentation consists of 10 concise statements, problem statement, possible alternative courses of action, pros and cons, and also selection of preferred alternative, logic for selection, and also plan of action. Firstly, I will be explaining about the 10 concise statements about this case study. To start off, business practices of discount airlines causes traditional airlines to face competitive changes, as overcapacity in the airline industry causes each airline to put together various strategies. The competition has been so intense with soft economic conditions that they have been unable to raise prices sufficiently to cover higher fuel costs, labor costs, and also security costs. As a result, major airlines are often saddled with debt obligations. The industry was subject to regulations promulgated by the Department of Labor, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, the Environmental Protection Agency, and also the Department of Defense. The FAA, for example, could issue regulations affecting flight safety, such as the requirement that airlines had to install a system to reduce the chance of fuel tank explosions in Boeing and Airbus aircraft. The government regulations costed millions of dollars by unfunded mandates. Fluctuations happen on a seasonal basis, with summer having the highest demand. Besides that, the terrorist attack on 9/11 caused the airline industry to plummet with losses until 2005. The federal government provided airlines with cash payments caused by losses for the 9/11 attack. The demand of airlines slowly increased, causing price increases by 10.25%. Other than that, the development of the Dreamliner by Boeing made the production function simpler, as it was built mostly of plastic composites. The plastics have been proven to be lighter and stronger than aluminium, making the aircraft more fuel efficient with fewer parts. The production function became simpler and more efficient than the production of the older aluminium aircraft. However, the airline industry competitiveness left the industry with many losses, even though it has slowly improved as the years go by. That is all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Hi everyone. Now I will continue on the problem statements. One of the problem statements that has been identified in this case is intense rivalry. As we all know, it is very competitive there in the airline industry. In order to remain profitable and to avoid bankruptcies, companies need to increase their market share and make an effort to find a solution to all their problems. However, for some companies, they had to go through the loss of market share. Because of this, they aren't able to remain profitable and cannot have a substantial increase in their revenue growth. In addition, since there are many competitors, companies cannot simply increase their prices to cover their losses. This is also due to the economic instability. Due to this, these companies experience a lower profit margin and also face debt problems. The next problem statement is government regulations. In the airline industry, there are many strict government regulations that the companies need to follow. If they didn't follow these regulations, actions will be taken on them, making them being unable to operate normally. However, mandates are fully unfunded. They need to source any money they have left, and the operational costs become higher for them. This leads to them experiencing a massive loss. Besides, they also need to comply with additional security standards that are also made compulsory towards them. Failure to do so will lead them to a huge consequence, which is their airline certificate of public trust will be revoked. Some examples of the regulations that are made compulsory is that airlines need to install a system that may reduce the possibilities of fuel tank explosions in Boeing and Airbus aircraft. They also need to periodically check the water quality on flights. Now, the next problem statement is the 9/11 incident after effect. I think you guys have heard about the 9/11 incident before, right? This incident had caused a huge impact on the airline industry, causing them to deal with the many after effects that are hard to approach and to solve the problems. There were a major decline in the sales, and companies are forced to borrow and fund money to remain sustainable in order to survive. It also had caused economic instability during that period of time. All of this had caused company being incapable to increase their profit margin. Lastly, rising fuel price. Fuel price fluctuates all the time. The fuel price for these aircrafts are very expensive. When the price keep rising, companies cannot sustain this high fuel of price because they want to ensure their revenue growth. That's all for the problem statement. Now I will pass to the next presenter.
So next, I'll be presenting the next part of our presentation, which is the possible alternative courses of action. Firstly, the airline can create loyalty programs as one of their marketing strategies. Airline can use loyalty programs to engage with their customer, whereby they can provide consumers with free points through their websites. Through that, customers can redeem these free points for their future trips. And besides, with this loyalty program, customers could also enjoy the privilege to have a free seat upgrade too. This strategy will make a consumer to always travel with the airline business because of these reward points. This method can help an airline to grow its client base while also retaining its current ones at the same time. Through this way, the airline is able to survive, especially in this competitive market. So the next action will be to develop rental services. So airport could provide airport hotels that offer accommodations. These are unlike regular hotels because airport hotels actually charge customers based on hour rather than by day or by night. So these airport hotels, they cater to airline passengers who have overnight layovers or are stranded due to cancelled flights or due to overbooking flights. Besides, airport could also provide car rental services too, as it gives a lot of freedom and also comfort for passengers when they are traveling. The third possible action here would be charging passengers. So airline can charge their customers based on government rules and also regulations. Like for instance, the government imposed taxes and fees on consumers' air tickets. And through this way, it could help the airline company in avoiding losses. So that is all for my point. Now I'll pass to Yan Ping to continue with the presentation.
Thank you, Catherine. I'm Yan Ping, and now I would like to explain the pros and cons of each alternative. The first alternative for the airline industry is the creation of a loyalty program. As Catherine mentioned just now, the company can do the airline promotional services and give rewarding points to the customer, which can help in reaching new audiences, converting them into potential customers, and also maintain current customers' loyalty to the company. This alternative also helps to boost the company's sales efficiently because there will be more new customers willing to choose the company. So although there will be more new customers willing to choose the company, this program will affect the company's profit and may reduce the company's profitability. This is because the profits that the company earned by using this alternative plan compared to the previous one are lower. Moving to the second alternative, which is to develop rental services. When the company leases hotel space to accommodate customers and provides a car rental service, this can bring much convenience to customers and also can help them save a lot of time and effort to find the transport and also accommodation. In addition to this, developing these services can create a new source of income for the company. It can help to increase the company's revenue as additional new revenue is obtained. The downside of this alternative is that labor costs will increase as more labor is required for the development of these new services. The third, which is also the last alternative, is to apply charges to passengers. The main and the only benefit that the company gets when they charge customers according to government regulations is to help minimize the loss of the company. While the downside of this alternative is the customer will lose trust in the company and it will influence customers' decision making. They need to think twice when it comes time to charge extra fees, and they will more likely to choose more cost-effective options compared with the company. This will affect the sales of the company and the sales may decrease in the future. That's all for me. Now I would like to pass to Nisa to explain the selection of preferred alternative, logic for selection, and plan of action. Thank you.
Next, we will move on to the selection on the preferred alternative, logic for selection, and plan of action. Firstly, the preferred alternative we chose is a loyalty program that created by the airlines company. This decision was made considering all the pros and cons for each alternative. This alternative would be the most beneficial compared to develop a rental service and applying charges to the customers. The logic for this selection is it could provide opportunity to airlines company to reaching out new audiences and converting them into a potential customers. So this means we could attract more customers by providing them more benefits with the loyalty points given. This alternative could also assist an airline in expanding its customer base as well as retaining its current customers. Hence, usually by creating a loyalty program, an airline could build a stronger relationship with its customers and gain their trust in the meantime. And lastly, the plan of action includes offer customers a certain points for free, which they can later redeem for various trips. For example, if customers purchase flight tickets, they can gain a certain amount of loyalty point, which they can redeem or use later. Other than that, airlines could provide their loyal customer a free seat upgrade in airline's meal by redeeming the loyalty points. That's all from us. Thank you for watching our presentation.